This is our 3-ply mask machine. It can produce 70 masks a minute.
LaFlesche is a manufacturing plant on Kahnawake Mohawk territory in Quebec, making products for medical, aerospace, and defense sectors. Players in Canada's lucrative procurement industry, one of more than 2,800 companies on the government's Indigenous business directory. But they question whether some on the directory are actually Indigenous.
It's absolutely commonly known from us, the Indigenous, that there are people out there who are not Indigenous that have these businesses claiming they're Indigenous.
A federal spokesman told Global News the procurement strategy for Indigenous business largely operated on the honor system for 25 years, and they only started attempting to verify Indigenous claims back in 2022, when the Trudeau government ramped up spending. Government records show contracts awarded under the Indigenous procurement program skyrocketed from $100 million in 2018 to $1.6 billion for the 2022-23 fiscal year. Companies Global News contacted insist they're in compliance with the government's rules, but lack of monitoring has Indigenous leaders wondering how many businesses aren't.
If the door is so wide open, that means so is the opportunity for so many more to come. We'll then go after all the procurement opportunities that will exist there.
Literally, we've had no question asked. We filled out paper, send a corporate registration, which anybody can get online, and that's it. There's no question asked.
And Ottawa hasn't fixed other loopholes, like what's known in the business as renting a feather. That sees non-Indigenous companies pay a First Nations, Inuit, or Métis person to act as their majority owner. Some Indigenous leaders believe the government is more interested in appearing to do business with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis than making sure they actually are.
Inuit leader Natan Obed says buying billions in supplies and services from Indigenous contractors is a noble idea, if properly managed.
But not if we are in the field with questionable businesses of Indigenous affiliation or straight out fraudulent Indigenous businesses.
This expert says Ottawa should do more.
My advice would be go and visit them, visit the factory, or visit the people, meet the board of directors, meet the leadership, get independent confirmation of the certification.
LaFlesche would welcome that sort of diligence.
Not only as Indigenous business owners do we lose out, but communities as a whole lose out. If we think about all the business that is lost in the community here of Kahnawake and all the opportunity that the community is losing itself, it's very profound, and it's hard to put a value on that.
Their hope is that increased scrutiny will force Ottawa to close the loopholes so entrepreneurs like them can get on with business, growing the Indigenous economy. Melissa Ridgen, Global News, Winnipeg.